So, single parenting abroad, which is me, Shantae, um, wanted to kind of get the kids' perspective. So, going forward, you'll actually get to meet my children and spend a little bit more time with them and kind of hear from them about what it's like, again, living abroad and traveling as often as we can. We don't travel a lot these days, but, maybe once or twice a year when we can. So, RJ,
Hello.
my youngest son, he's agreed to sit with me and give you guys some information, again, from the children's perspective, because as a single parent, we do take into consideration our children's needs when we're making these decisions. So, just going to ask RJ a few questions, and you'll get to hear his opinion and what he thinks about living outside of the United States. So, RJ, you want to introduce yourself? You want to say anything about yourself?
Hello, I am RJ, and I really like video games.
Okay. All right. So, and he spends a lot of time playing video games outside of his schoolwork. So RJ, we left the U.S.
In
in
2018 or 2017?
2018, and so tell me and those that might watch this video, what was it like when you first found out that we were leaving America?
Well, when I first knew that we were leaving America, or that we might leave America, was I think it was a few, was it? Yeah, it was before summer break.
Well, we left in April,
So, yeah, a
so
few
we
months
actually left.
before summer break
Yeah,
during the school year.
yeah.
So I first knew that we were gonna leave, like that we might leave, like maybe in March
Okay.
after my birthday, and then
Well, we actually had discussions about it before March.
yeah, I never paid attention
Oh,
to those discussions.
good point. All right, go ahead.
So um, I so first I realized that we were gonna leave was in March because she called us upstairs and asked, "Would you guys be fine with us leaving America to go live somewhere else?" At that point, I still wasn't paying attention at all. So I just said, yeah, okay, okay. So I went back downstairs to play my video games.
Okay. Well, you were young. Let me see, 2018. You're what, 11 now? So was it like eight,
I
seven or
was
eight?
7.
Yeah.
No,
So
I was 8.
yeah, you were still pretty young. So when we first got to Fiji, what did you think?
Well, it was different from America. America had a lot of gas
What do you
from
mean?
cars.
Okay.
Fiji just didn't have that smell. And, like, everything was close by, even the school.
Yeah, we did live pretty close to your school. Literally a 5-minute walk from our
3-minute
place.
walk.
Oh, 3 to 5 minutes. We were pretty much on the same street. Again, literally right down the road. So, what did you think of where we lived?
There was a farm. It was cool.
It wasn't a full farm.
There was
They had
there
chickens.
was there was crops.
Yeah, they had a
There there
garden.
there was there was there was there was chickens.
Hmm.
That's what I classify as a farm. It has to have animals and crops.
Okay, so they had a garden. They had chickens. Yes, the property was gorgeous. Shout out to Mr. Amesh, Miss Shelley, and Mr. Anil. We miss you guys.
Are you allowed to do
So yes, you're allowed to do that. So, but they were wonderful landlords. They have a beautiful property in Fiji. It definitely became home, and so yeah, I think we still kind of miss that place.
that? I do.
So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to go back and visit and get to see our Fiji family is what I like to call them because they took really good care of us. So we were in Fiji for 2 years and then we had to leave. How did that feel?
I didn't even know that we were leaving forever that time. So
Yeah, neither did I. We leaving Fiji forever was definitely not the plan. We left in 2020 at the height of the pandemic. It got to the Fiji Islands and the Pacific Islands later than it got to the US. So, when we boarded that plane, it was never with the intent of not returning. I don't think anyone knew what was coming and what that was going to look like. So we left. I actually had a return ticket. I left all of my things in our our flat in Fiji, and so as time marched on and borders closed and flights were grounded, it looked as though it was going to be impossible to come back. And so other things happened with my job, which I will discuss at a later date. So we ended up not being able to return. And so it was really disappointing. So, yeah. So when you found out that, well, when you realized that we weren't going to be able to return, how did that feel?
it didn't feel great.
Okay.
Didn't feel good at all, actually.
Okay. What were the feelings that you had?
Sadness, I guess.
You guess? Tell us more. You have people watching. They want to hear.
I can't say exactly what they are. I don't know what to call them.
Okay.
If I was to just say what they are, they would just be a bunch of random gibberish.
Okay. So you can't put words to it. It's just sadness. And that's fair. I think we were all really sad. There were definitely tears shed that day when we got in our taxi to head to the airport. There were definitely tears shed. We were all very sad. So after leaving Fiji, we had to return to the States, and that was a huge mistake. At the time, America was not doing a great job of managing their COVID crisis. People weren't wearing masks. They weren't following just basic hygiene protocols to make sure that people were safe. And it wasn't a good situation. Again, considering that we left Fiji because of concerns over my children's health and saying that America was just a disaster, I had to make the decision to leave again. So we ended up in Egypt. So what would you say it was like going from Fiji to Egypt?
It was. I don't exactly have a word in my vocabulary that can describe it, but
Okay.
if there was a word that would describe it with, it would probably be why.
Okay. I do remember the kids, him and his sister, basically saying, why would we leave basically a tropical paradise to come to what felt like a desert? We have this vision of Egypt being this desert. There's debate as to whether or not it is truly a desert. It does have desert as a part of it. But we were in Cairo, but everything was beige and brown. What words would you use to kind of describe the contrast between the two places?
Fiji, green and pretty. Egypt, basically very little color and sand.
Okay. And I can agree with that. The thing that I love most about Egypt was its architecture. Lots of stonework, beautiful stonework, lots of wrought iron in its structures. And so it had its own aesthetic, which could be very beautiful. But yeah, color, not its thing. Lots of beige, lots of tan, not a lot of color.
They just use sandstone. They use a lot of sandstone.
Yeah, a lot of sandstone. Inside, though, you will find a lot of marble. You'll find a lot of alabaster. So, again, lots of unique and interesting stonework that you would actually pay quite a bit for in the States. But the outside, sandstone, again, beige colors. If you could think of something that you actually liked about Egypt, what was it?
All the resorts.
Okay. And we did go to several resorts and hotels. We traveled a lot in Egypt. It was expensive. It was more expensive than what I would have expected. But we did quite a bit of travel inside Egypt. Can you think of one trip that we took that kind of stands out?
Aswan.
Okay, what did you like about Aswan?
It was pretty.
Okay,
And Luxor.
okay. What did we see in Luxor? Do you remember?
In Luxor, I think we saw a. We went out and we went across. I think it was a bridge, and
Okay.
then there was like a big. It was like built into a mountain, and like there was two guys in the two I think pharaohs in the front.
Okay. Yeah, that wasn't in Luxor. That was in Abu Simbel. But I know what you're talking
Oh.
about. The large kind of statues built into the side of a mountain. Yeah. So, but yeah, that was lovely. That was one of my favorite trips as well, Abu Simbel. Trying to think. When we were in Luxor, we stayed at a hotel that actually had a place where you could play video games.
Oh yeah, I love that place.
I'm sure you did. So yeah, lots to see. For me as a parent, being able to show them, um, you know, wonders from the inside. I grew up seeing maybe pictures of the pyramids on TV, maybe in books, but to actually be able to go inside the Great Pyramid and be able to see it from the inside, that to me was amazing. Did you go inside? I think you did.
I went inside of the 4 out of the 5 that we went into.
Okay. Trying to think what else. Going to, resorts on the Red Sea and Sharm el Sheikh, being able to go to Alexandria on the Mediterranean Sea. It was pretty great. And then from Egypt, we were able to travel to Greece and to the UAE, Dubai specifically. Do you remember our trip to Greece?
Was it that one near Christmas?
Mm-hmm. It was last Christmas
Yeah,
when we
it was
went
the
to
one.
Greece.
What about Dubai?
Dubai, do you remember Dubai?
Was it the one where you got the good hotel? Or is it
He calls it the good hotel because it actually had a sitting area. Now, again, I'm a single parent, so I'm still traveling on a budget. We're not balling out over here. So this one hotel actually was considered a junior suite. So it had a separate sitting area and then our sleeping area. And he thought the sitting area was like the best thing ever.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Then why'd you call it the good hotel?
Because it was the best hotel I've ever been to.
From your perspective as a kid, I can see that. And so Dubai, we also remember when we did the dinner in the desert.
The dinner in the desert where you only let me have a bowl of fries and some chicken.
I don't know. Again, food is his thing as well. French fries, chicken nuggets, pizza, all the junk food. And we've been outside of America since 2018, and he's yet to shake his desire for American junk food. Is that all you remember about the dinner in the desert?
There were camels.
Yes, there were camels. What else?
We rode it was like a golf cart, but it was no golf cart.
No, we took a van there. There was no golf cart.
No, that's a different memory.
Okay. So the dinner in the desert in Dubai, I really enjoyed it. It had fortune tellers. This woman told me that I was going to marry a rich man. Has yet to happen yet, but I have hope. And they did the art on your hands. I think it's called Mindy. I don't want to get it wrong.
I have a feeling that she possibly told you what you wanted to hear.
More than likely, she told me what I wanted to hear.
How did she know what you wanted to hear?
Because she saw me single woman there with 2 children. So I guess it was just
by circumstance.
elementary dear Watson. I don't know. They had falconry. There was a spinning dervish. There was a belly dancer. It was a really great night. It was the highlight of our trip to Dubai. And
no, the hotel room was the highlight.
Well, for RJ, it was the hotel room. Do you remember when we lived in Fiji and we took the trip to New Zealand? Not the one where you were in the hospital. Again, before COVID, RJ actually got really sick and
Yeah,
we
we
had
went
to
to-
be medically evacuated to New Zealand. But actually, before that, we took a family trip to New Zealand.
That was while we were in Fiji.
Yeah, do you remember that trip?
Yeah, when we went to the Hobbit home.
Yes, we are sci-fi geeks, meaning that we love science fiction. Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, those are family favorites. Studio Ghibli, family favorites. And so when
And
we
we
took,
all like anime.
and we all like anime.
Anime's awesome.
So when we took the trip to New Zealand, it was to go to Hobbiton, so that we could actually see where they filmed part of Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movies. So that was a great trip.
Anyways, I built a Baggins house.
Yeah. So it was, we tend to have a lot of fun when we can, when we get to travel. And so now we are in Taiwan and we haven't been able to go out much, but what would you say is your favorite part of Taiwan?
Maybe that there are a bunch of malls nearby,
Is that it? That there are malls close by?
and that one of them has a McDonald's.
So we haven't been able to see much of the country yet. Our neighborhood is, again, very walkable, even more so than what it was in Fiji. Fiji, the walk to my nearest grocery store was maybe 15 minutes, which isn't bad. Here, it's literally like 3 minutes. We could go out, cross the street, there in less than 5 minutes. Another one down the way, maybe 5 minutes. So everything is very close. Everything that we need is very close. We're in Taipei, and the city is very modern. So been a really good experience. I'm hoping to get out and see more of the country of Taiwan, but I have to be very intentional about it. And I by nature am a homebody, so it's really difficult for me to kind of get up and say, "Oh, I'm going to plan." With work, again, single parent lifestyle. So with work, taking care of kids, doing everything I need to do, it makes it difficult, but we try to be intentional about planning these different getaways and things. So next week, we're going where?
Thailand. My mom said it's gonna be warm.
Yeah, it's cold in Taiwan right now. And so we're going to go to Thailand where it's nice and warm and sunny, maybe some rain, but definitely warmer. What do you know about Thailand? Do you know anything about Thailand?
That it's a place.
Other than the fact that it's a place.
It exists.
So he knows nothing of Thailand.
And I know that it's an island.
No.
Technically, everybody is an island.
Thailand is not an island.
Thailand's an island.
Taiwan is
America
an island. Is
all of
not
the
an island.
Americas is an island.
No, that's not how
It
that
isn't.
works. Oh my goodness. So geography is something he needs to study, obviously.
I like geometry, not geography.
Well, geography is important because you're calling America an island, and it's not.
Does it not count?
No, it's not an island. Anyway, moving
What counts
on.
as an island?
It has to be surrounded by water on all sides. Anyway,
Fiji is an island.
Fiji is an island. Fiji is an island nation built up of a bunch of different islands. But anyway, so he will learn about Thailand, I guess, when he gets there. So we're excited about that. And
Oh, I know one thing. You've been there.
I have been there. I went to Thailand, Bangkok specifically, shortly after moving to Fiji for a conference. And Bangkok is an interesting city, but we're skipping Bangkok because I am in the need of relaxation. All right, so that's been our journey internationally since we left back in 2018. It's been filled with ups and downs and adventures and lots of fun in different places. RJ, how would you say it's been living outside of America so far?
Great.
Okay, what makes it great?
I got to see all these cool places with history that I probably wouldn't know about if I didn't leave America. And basically, I'm not in America, so in America is pretty boring.
Well, again, on a single parent income, yeah, I can see it being pretty boring. But okay, so you've actually enjoyed it. You've gotten quite a bit out of it.
And I made new friends.
That's right. Your friends. So tell us a little bit about your friends. Don't tell us their names because they're children and we don't have their parents' permissions to share their names. But you've picked up several friends along the way in the different places that we lived. So how do you keep in contact with those friends?
I have a thing that I call Messenger Kids on my iPad, and on that iPad I have Messenger Kids, and all my other friends have it. All my friends that I keep in contact with have it,
Mm-hmm.
and they whenever they get bored or they just want to play something, they can call, and when they call, I get a ring on my iPad, basically like Messenger.
Okay.
It's Messenger.
And so do you talk to each other? Do you play games?
We
Or what do
play
you do?
games.
Okay. And how many friends have you made so far that you've been keeping in contact with?
4. Well, 3.
3. So, and you met them all where?
3 of them I met in Fiji. The 4th one I met in Egypt.
So, and you've been able to keep those friendships. I think the one in Egypt is kind of hit or miss. Sometimes he's available, sometimes he's not.
Usually available.
Okay, so not anymore.
Yeah, he has stuff to do. Like he has school
Mm,
during the winter break.
okay. And then the
I
other 3 that you met in Fiji, how often do you guys get to play and talk together?
I played with them yesterday, and they kind of don't. Well, some of them, sometimes, most of the time, they just don't have time to play. One of them one of them is in Australia. He was at his granddad's house, so he had to do a bunch of chores and stuff.
But is that just
So
during
he
the Christmas break?
That was during the Christmas break.
So, I mean, on average,
On average, we play each day.
almost every day.
Yeah, before Christmas break, yeah.
Okay. So, and I think that's another, I guess, benefit or a way of maintaining connection. Moving as much as we've moved, he's kept in contact with, again, the 3 friends that he's known since 2018. And I'm hoping that they'll actually be lifelong friends, that, they'll be talking and playing together well up until college. So that's what I hope. You never know what life will bring, but they've kept it steady and strong for the last 2 years, again, since we left Fiji. And the one that we met in Egypt, or the one he met in Egypt, parents make their own choices, kids get busy. It's understandable that, this particular child would have other things to do outside of playing video games online, to each his own. But would you say that that particular friend is someone that you value?
Yes.
Yeah. So I know the child that he's referring to. He's a good kid. And he's very kind. So, but that's been our journey. You'll probably see more of RJ. Hopefully, you'll get to meet my daughter Malaya at some point, and she can share her experience living abroad and traveling. So, and like I said, hopefully, we'll be able to show you a little bit of Thailand soon. Bye.
Bye bye.